Everything shown in this video is owned by the respectful creators and I do not take any credit for any clips and or audio except for my own voice. Please be aware of spoilers. If you have not seen this episode, there is a link in the description to watch it full free. I suggest you watch it before seeing this video. Recently, I've been going through some of my old VHS tapes I watched as a kid. Nothing too unique from the average shows you'd imagine a kid would watch from the late 90s to early 2000s. Things such as Pokemon and even the Rugrats one. But while looking, I found something sort of odd that caught my attention. This oddity being the Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald and the Visitors from Outer Space. This is weird finding because I actually forgot this show even existed until my eyes laid contact on the tape's cover. The cover is definitely old, especially with a few torn pieces here and there, but it still holds together pretty well. For collection's sake, I'm actually happy I have this, to be honest, especially since a lot of people nowadays have no idea this even existed. We have a pretty interesting cover with Ronald McDonald in an astronaut suit outside a spaceship with the Hamburglar and hello, who are you? Immediately catching my attention is what I presume is an alien. Honestly, it's kinda creepy looking a little bit, and why is it staring at Ronald like that? Jeez dude, don't look at people like that. It's weird. There's not much more I can say about the front, so let's move on to the back of the cover. So immediately turning it to the back, the first thing that catches my attention is a 4-star rating. I was honestly shocked that there was a rating on this tape until I made a better inspection. On further looking, I realized that the rating came from Grimace, with the rating being, I give it 4 stars. I absolutely love this. Whoever came up with this is a comedy genius, having one of the fictional characters in the Ronald universe rate their own film. What I think is even more hilarious is how our big purple friend Grimace gave it a rating of 4 out of what I presume 5 stars. This is just genuinely funny to me. Moving down, we read what this episode is all about. The Hamburglar has been kidnapped by a family of fun-loving aliens and taken on a fantastic voyage into the cosmos. This episode sounds absolutely amazing already, and I haven't even read the entire description yet. Now it's up to Ronald to save him. Strap yourself in for a rocket rescue mission across the universe with an outer space baseball game, a stick and glove of space goo, and a planet-sized food fight. And watch as the Hamburglar discovers that telling the truth is the best way to stay out of trouble. Aw, what a nice, lovely message for any of the kids watching this. The rest of the tape is just showing characters you'd expect, such as Grimace, the Hamburglar, Birdie, and oh god, it's looking right at us. Now that I'm done geeking out over VHS cover, let's say we get into the episode itself. Well, I just started the tape and that is one crazy looking dog. Also, this show's theme song is amazing.
Wake up, it's another day. Time to get going, less sleep when we can play.
Sorry you had to see that.
I'm not going to run through the entire episode, but instead I'm going to only mention a few certain parts and scenes that I personally really enjoyed, so I don't spoil too much for those who have not seen this yet. First off, I just want to say my favorite character throughout this entire episode has to be Grimace. I don't know what it is about him, but man, every time he has a scene, he nails it. This scene in particular is one of my favorites.
And whatever you do, don't press the green button.
Right, Captain Ronald.
Some other scenes include musical parts that are surprisingly, well actually pretty catchy.
He's really got nerve.
This is what he deserves.
But with him gone, it's dull.
We're stuck in this lull.
Also, I don't know what it is about this scene, but I really want chocolate milk because of it. This show really lives up to its name being the Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. To avoid spoiling anything else for those who have not seen this yet, I'm going to quickly switch the subject to my own personal thoughts of the episode. Saying I didn't enjoy this episode would honestly be a lie. I am by no means saying this is golden territory, but for a quick laugh, I think it does what it's supposed to do. The art style is pretty fluent, creative, colorful, and even reminds me of 90s Nickelodeon cartoons. Actually, upon further research, it turns out the company in charge of creating these films is Classic Supo. I am not sure if I am saying that correctly, so feel free to make fun of me in the comments if I am. Classic Supo made episodes for shows such as Rugrats, Real Monsters, and even Wild Thornberrys. I never knew this before, but I found this actually really interesting. I like the tone of the film trying to not be so serious and make light of the serious situation that is at hand. It keeps up with its jokes and is pretty well paced for the 40 minutes it offers. I personally think the voice actors did really well in the film. One last thing I can think of is the landscape, such as buildings and stuff. Personally, I think it fits perfect with the setting of being a world centered towards McDonald's, and it gives me a great sense of nostalgia for the restaurant. Especially since now it looks, well, you all know. Although I find all these things great I like, There are some things I kinda didn't enjoy as much. It is not that this stuff is necessarily bad, it's more just stuff I think could or should have been different. The show's overall message is not lying, and it is great for young viewers who would have watched this at the time. But honestly, I kinda forgot the message until the very end of the episode where it was brought up one last time.
Yeah, who would have thought that one little fib could get you into so much trouble?
I know the plot for the episode was the fact Hamburglar was kidnapped, but the lying message was just sort of overshadowed by all the stuff that goes on in the episode. I feel like a much better message for the episode would have been about being careful around strangers, especially since the whole reason Hamburglar got kidnapped in the first place was because he started talking to our alien friend he had never met before and then agreed to go on vacation with his parents that ended up lasting 3,000 years. Another thing I didn't like was the very beginning when the siren went off. I know it was meant to be loud and such, but it just came off as annoying to me personally.
You think everyone can hear that?
People in space can hear it.
Also, speaking of sounds that annoy me, I did not care at all for the part where they were singing to welcome the aliens. There were also some parts I kinda zoned out on and had to catch myself to pay attention to the episode again. That's all I can really think of that I didn't like, but they're mostly minor things and nothing that stands out too badly. The Visitors from Outer Space was definitely fun watching, and I really enjoyed the nostalgia. There were some parts that could have been different, but it was still fun to see anyways. It is definitely something I would not personally watch at random times though, and I don't really see any rewatch value besides for nostalgic reasons. That being said, it was a fun experience rewatching this show from my childhood, but it is definitely not something I'd suggest to a friend. That being said, if you do want to see the episode, then click the link below in the description. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a thumbs up and even subscribe if you watched this far. Comment things you'd like to see in the future videos, or even tell me random obscure movies or TV shows that you used to watch as a child. I'll be more than happy to check out what you have to say. This is MadDarkTea, bringing you knowledge from the past so you can have a better view on things today.